Wait.
Is that a cute face? Time to look pretty again.
Hi guys! So for today's video, I clearly have McDanny with me. Ooh, you're so cute. So we decided for today's Express Yourself October, we would express ourselves by talking about our first time. I feel like maybe the thumbnail and the title was a little misleading since you were in here, but that was the plan. So, I don't know, maybe we'll touch that. Probably not. But. What was your first word?
Oh, I remember.
What is it? Do you know?
Probably mama or dada, just like everybody else.
Hey, you know what? I did see Zoe do this, and I was like, I already know for a fact I'm going to have to do that. I'm calling my mom. Because I have literally no idea. Like, I've never heard her mention what my first word was.
Well, I left my phone in the kitchen, and I don't feel like getting it. So.
Your mom's not going to answer anyways. She turns off her cell phone if she's not using it. She's not making a call. She turns it off. Mom.
Yeah.
I'm filming a video, so I can't talk, but I have a question.
You're talking right now.
Well, I guess I am talking right now. What do you think my first word was in life?
Oh, I have no idea.
Pressure's on, Mom. Come on.
Oh.
You don't have a guess?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Ball? You think ball was really my first word?
Well, if you asked me what Sheena's first word was, I know what her first word was.
Yeah, her first word is pretty memorable. But that's because it took her 3 years to say it. Okay.
Dance, yeah, dance.
Dance. It was dance, guys. Okay, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Anyway.
Bye. It was dance, guys. She told me that my first word was dance. I'm gonna remember our kid's first word, okay?
Oh my gosh, this whole video I'm gonna be picking a scab off my finger.
Ew.
It's annoying me so much.
Is it your first scab?
Oh, it just came off.
That's so gross. Who was your first friend that you can remember?
Gosh, I was little. I moved to the neighborhood when I was 3, so it may have been Richard and Alex.
Ooh.
The Korean boys that live down the street.
I've heard stories about them.
Yeah, we grew up together.
I
I
think
think so. If you guys ever watch this, I think that's probably it.
You think
Because we were so little.
Do you think they'll watch it?
I remember, it's funny because later on in life, all through high school, we skated together. But I remember getting on our hands and knees and pedaling on a skateboard like that down the sidewalk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was my first time riding a skateboard.
And your first friends. Ooh. I think my first friend was this girl named Crystal who lived in our old neighborhood. I mean, that can't be true. I feel like I had friends younger than that. But I just feel like I knew her for so long because we lived in that condo from when we were like 2. And I think she moved into that neighborhood when I was like 6. Although I have to be honest, I have no concept of time, so I could have met her when I was like 13. I don't really remember. But I think it was Crystal. And we would like run around in our leotards in the neighborhood because we both wanted to be U.S. gymnasts when we were older, Olympic gymnasts. So we would run around in our leotards barefoot through the neighborhood, climbing the trees like little monkeys.
That's so weird.
Is that weird? We'd climb all the way to the top. My mom would get really mad. But, okay, you ready for the next question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next question is... My first pet. Was your first pet the one that chewed through the door? The Shar-Pei?
No, we had lots of birds. In our house, we had a bird
didn't know
cage in the
that.
backyard that was like, it was like a giant like walk-through bird cage that cornered the backyard, and we had tons of birds in there. We had parakeets and finches.
Can I just ask you a
Tons of them.
question?
It was cool.
How did I not know this?
Actually, I've told you a few times, and I actually mentioned it to you 2 days ago.
No,
and
you mentioned
forgot
that you
already.
had... You mentioned that you had a bird.
This was literally 2 days ago that I talked about this.
No. You mentioned having a bird, but you didn't mention having a whole cage full of like a zoo of birds.
I'm positive I mentioned this.
No! Hell on wheels! Okay, my first pet. I don't remember. I just remember we had cats, and I remember that my parents had to get rid of the cats, which I remember that drive, and my mom trying to tell me we were taking them to the happy farm. We had to take them. We had to take them to the happy farm because they were attacking me.
I think when we have kids, we are never gonna tell them about Santa. I don't want to do that.
What does that have to do with taking it because it's a lie?
Yeah.
Aw, that's funny. I was gonna say that's cute, but that's just funny.
Although we talked about this too. Like,
I remember this conversation.
It might be fun tricking your little kid into believing in a fat old man that breaks into your home and drops off gifts.
Or he won't give you gifts. You know how our one friend is really into the Halloween parties every year? Like, oh, it's their hobby. I think that maybe Santa might be some people's hobby. Because it's like, yes, time to trick the kids again. Cookies and gifts. I don't know. That's kind of bad. Anyways, so these cats, they were attacking me. They would like jump on me and claw at me, and I was really allergic, and they bit me. And I don't know why I still liked these cats because they would hurt me all the time, but I liked them. Okay, you ready, Dan?
I'm a little out of breath.
So you definitely don't have an answer to this next question. He's a little sweaty because we paused and we were running around doing some stuff for a minute. But
I was playing with Bowser.
Yeah, so now he's nice and sweaty. So you don't have an answer to this question. Well, you have the girl version. So the question is, what your first girlfriend or boyfriend? Me. I'm his first girlfriend. Okay, my first boyfriend was kind of this guy that I did a play with at the local theater in town at Canyon Theater Guild, and he was working tech in a show I was in, and so I guess we kind of started dating.
This wasn't the guy that wore socks and sandals to Hurricane Harbor, right?
I was not dating a guy.
Okay.
No, this guy, I don't know how old I was, maybe like 14, 15, but we weren't really together. Like, we didn't kiss, which made him very upset. He said I was so prude. He was like, you're so prude. I remember we got in a big fight. This is when we broke up. We had a huge fight on the phone because he was all mad at me that I was so prude. And I remember, it's funny, I remember that fight more than actually being in the relationship with him. Like, I just clearly remember that fight because I felt so bad about myself. And I was like, am I a prude? Is that a bad thing? It was a good thing. It was a good thing, girls. So, okay, so the next question is your first kiss.
My first kiss was on a girl at church a long time ago in 7th grade.
Isn't that cute? At church. That's the end of your story? Mm-hmm. I tell detailed stories and you say a girl at church in 7th grade.
It was on stairs.
It was on stairs?
Mm-hmm. And I was really nervous.
You were really nervous because she was a female and you were kissing her.
Yeah, I was really nervous.
I was really nervous the first time you kissed me.
Me too.
Okay, my first kiss, I kind of have a fake first kiss and then a real first kiss. So my fake first kiss was when I was auditioning for a soap opera, and I remember it had been like multiple callbacks, and it was this last callback, and it was like a big deal because I'd gone through all these rounds. And I remember my manager called me and my mom, and she was like, you're gonna have to kiss people tomorrow at the audition for the screen test. She was like, I know you've never kissed anyone before. Are you okay with that? So I like cried that night like on my parents' bedroom floor because I was like, this is the moment of truth. So dumb. So
were you debating not taking the callback?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to do my first kiss at an audition. And the funny part is, I guess it ended up not even being that big of a deal because I actually don't even remember kissing those people. Like, I don't have any memories of kissing those people, but I know I went to the callback and I know I did, but I don't have any memories. But I do have memories of like my first like real kiss. And that was with a guy who might watch my videos. You know who it is, right? Do you know who it is? It was on my parents' business trip when I was like 16 in Florida. So, and actually we don't stay in touch, but like we follow each other on social media sites sometimes. So he was like a really good friend. He turned into like a good friend of mine. But I remember that first kiss because that counted as like a real life kiss, not an audition kiss. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's weird that you don't remember it.
The audition kiss?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because there was no emotion attached to it. I guess it is weird because you figure I'd be freaked out, but I was just, it didn't feel real. I feel like it. Actually, I do kind of have memories. I think it felt like body parts touching.
I know.
Like just like I'm touching your shoulder. It didn't feel like kissing.
I remember hearing the story like
Yeah.
a few times. So
Yeah.
You may have just forgotten now.
Yeah, probably. The kiss with the other guy for the first time, that felt like a real kiss because it wasn't forced. It was just an actual like kiss. But yeah. So the next question is your first fear.
That's a hard one. I don't know.
I don't remember my first like fear in life, but I can remember like the earliest fear I can remember. It's hard to even say the word cockroaches. So gross. I actually had to go to a therapy session once when I was young over bugs because they freaked me out so much because I was staying at my Aunt Michelle's house one night and I woke up to go to the bathroom and when I was walking back, I'm getting all itchy thinking about it. They started crawling and chasing after me and I was running away from them and they were chasing me. She lived in Northridge in the valley and that area tends to have more bugs. Holy crap, I was traumatized for like so freaking long.
I remember when we were in Singapore, the roaches would
Stop.
plug your ears.
Okay, I don't even want to know.
They would jump out of the grass as you're walking down the sidewalk and they'd chase after you and it was really scary because they're really gross and they're bigger over there. I don't even know how to answer this question. I don't remember. My first fear? That's weird. I don't know.
Have any answer, McBaby? No answer?
I don't know if this is true or not, but maybe drowning because I grew up with a pool.
Isn't that interesting? You grew up around a pool and you were afraid.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
All right. Well, the next question is my first job. Okay, my first job was when I was 14. My mom told me one day, she was like, all right, it's time for you to get a job. And I was like, Mom, I'm 14. Who's going to hire me? You can't even work in the state of California until you're 15. And she was like, I don't know, figure it out. So I was like, well, she told me to go up to my room and think of all the things that I could do for like a job. And I went up to my room and I was like, well, I guess I could teach dance, but I don't have anywhere to teach, Mom. And she was like, well, we have this extra room downstairs. We could change that into a dance room and you could start teaching dance to homeschool kids. And I was like, how would I do that? And she's like, I don't know, figure it out. So I made up flyers on their computer and my mom drove me to homeschool conventions and I would pass them out. And I charged $2 a class to try to get people there. But when you were 14, if you had like 8 kids in your class, you do the math. $16 an hour is really good when you're 14 or any age, I guess. So yeah, I did that for 5 years. So that was my first job. Although I don't feel like that was a real job. My first real job was working at a clothing store, but I only worked there for 3 months. That's the only real job I've ever had, and I really didn't like it. Your turn.
My first job was Six Flags Magic Mountain. We live pretty close to this theme park, and I dressed up as Bugs Bunny and Marvin the Martian and all the other characters.
The cutest fuzzy ever.
It was actually a really, really fun job, and I did it for 4 consecutive summers. It was really cool. I had jobs in between, but I would always quit and leave that job to go back and do that for the summer. It was really fun.
That's crazy. Yeah, he liked
So, Bugs Bunny's not real, kids. It was actually me.
It was Dan Phillippi. Okay, your first phone. We're almost done.
Ooh, my first phone. I remember it was before AT&T. It was, what was the other company?
Singular.
It was a Siemens Singular, tiny little blue phone. And I remember the ringtone I had on it, and it was really funny, and we'd always make fun of it at school. I had it when I was a freshman in high school.
I can't remember if I had a little Nokia flip phone, like the chubby ones that looked like little jelly beans that flipped open, or if it was like a razor. I have distinct memories of my pink razor. I felt so cool.
I helped you buy that pink
yeah,
razor.
all the girls going apple. And then I remember my sidekick, but I think my first one was that chubby Nokia.
You had the pink
jelly
razor
bean.
after your sidekick.
Yeah, huh. I love that thing. That was so cute. Okay, your first alcoholic drink. Yeah, I know what my first alcoholic drink was. Thanks, Dan. My first alcoholic drink was when I started dating Daniel. I was maybe 20 years old, so yes, it was a little bit before the legal drinking age. Shame on me. And I drank a
Coconut Malibu
Diet
rum.
Coke mixed with coconut Malibu rum. Now, because I had never drank any alcohol ever, I had no idea what it means, like, in your body. So they poured a bunch, his friends, and I drank it, and I thought it was so gross, but I didn't know, like, what would get you drunk. And his friends slipped a lot of that alcohol into my Diet
It wasn't
Coke.
my friends, it was me.
It was you? So I can blame it on you? Moral of the story, I got seriously sick, and it took a long time till I could even smell anything coconut
Sloppy.
flavored.
Sloppy.
You can't call it sloppy when it's someone's first time, because I didn't know. It wasn't my fault. I didn't even know they were You were sneaking more into my drink.
My first.
That was horrible.
Well, my first alcoholic drink was sipping on my grandpa's beer as a little kid, all the time.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But
cute.
like when I had my own, it was a Budweiser. How old was I? I was 18. Sorry, Mom.
Ooh, sorry. Okay, well, I appreciate
And I worked
your
at
honesty.
Budweiser from 19 to 20. I worked there for a whole year.
Yeah, I remember when you were
Making
there.
that stuff.
Making the beer. Okay, you ready for the last question?
It's the last one.
Yeah. First thing I do when I wake up.
Yawn.
Get on my phone.
Actually, I actually roll over and hug you.
Why do you have to add in these sappy things that make
It's true.
everyone feel like I'm a
It's
horrible
true.
person, but you're so cute? He rolls over
Nikki
and
rolls
hugs her.
away and grabs
She
her
gets
phone.
her phone. I know. Well, it's truth time at the Philippines. So, and then as far as our actual first time, see you later, guys. I will see you on Monday for the next Express Yourself October. We expressed ourselves by answering all these questions in our own way, and we will see you then. Yeah? Don't eat me. Okay. Bye, guys.